So if you haven't joined me for a live session before, I'm Leah, hello. I run Start Your Yoga Biz, and my aim is to kind of, as a yoga teacher, teach you things that your yoga teacher training didn't, yeah? Let me give you a little wave. Yeah, teach you some things that yoga teacher training didn't teach you, you know, especially if you went off to the East, if you went off over to Asia and really enjoyed your training there, you might not have had much in the way of training with business, and the business of yoga is pretty hard, isn't it? It can be really tricky to navigate. So that is my aim. I developed Start Your Yoga Biz to help to share that knowledge. So just bear in mind, all the information that I share with you, this is based on my experience, okay? I do live a pretty comfortable existence working as a yoga teacher, teaching workshops and regular classes and retreats. And this is all an experiment, all right? Just see your business as a constant experiment. Things are changing all the time. So things I'm sharing with you are things that have worked in my business and that it seems to be working in the business of people that I am coaching, that I'm helping along the way as well. So today we're talking about content, okay? So if you are watching live and you want to comment, just comment along as we go if you have any questions. So let me know if you are creating content. So you're tuning in here on social media, on Instagram and in our Facebook community. So there's a stronger possibility, I feel, that you create content. Either that's on Facebook or Instagram, maybe you blog, maybe you have a vlog on YouTube or something like that. So just to define, what is content? Okay, so content is valuable, let's call it stuff, I think that's a good word to use, valuable stuff that we use to engage and connect with our audience, you know, with anyone who could be a potential new client for us. And did anyone see my post yesterday? I felt like it might have been quite rude for some people. I asked if you are a yoga biz dinosaur, you know. Do you run your business in a certain way and you kind of maybe feel a bit prehistoric, that you haven't branched out and you're not looking at different ways to market and advertise, and you know, things are always changing, so our content needs to be constantly changing. And you know, what might have worked for you, hi guys, I see other people joining in, hello. What might have worked for you a couple of months ago, let's say pre-lockdown, or even a year ago, what might have worked for you on a content level might not necessarily be working now. So maybe it's time to change it up. And I just thought I'd share a few tips that I have felt have really changed the direction my business has taken with regards to content, okay? So whether you post on social media, whether you blog, whether you create videos, anything that you would consider to be content, just take a few of these things into consideration, okay? So I'm going to go through a list of do's and don'ts, starting with the don'ts, get the crappy bit out of the way first, and then coming into the do's, things that you'll probably find will really help to support your content creation for your business. So my first don't is, don't post loads of reposts, yeah? Don't just post other people's memes, don't find something that you just think is funny and have your grid, you know, on your Facebook business page or your Instagram, just a constant mesh of other people's thoughts, okay? Allow your content to come from you. Now, I think, you know, funny memes are hilarious. Like, I post loads, I love them. But make sure that it's mixed up with things that come from you, okay? So it's not just loads of reposts. Remember that your content creation is there for your audience to start to get to know you. And they're not going to get to know you if you're just constantly posting little pieces of other people's lives and things that you've screenshot. Yes, go for it, post the funny memes, but also make sure that people get to see you as well. I'm always really conscious here when I'm talking that my eyes flit up and down because I've got two cameras stacked on top of each other, so bear with me. I'm sorry, Instagram, if you can see up my nose when I move. Don't post just for the sake of it. You know, maybe it gets to Sunday night and you're like, oh shit, I haven't posted anything about this week's classes, and you just chuck a random post up and you kind of copy and paste whatever it says in the meme and you stick it in your caption. Don't post just for the sake of it. Make sure that whatever you're posting is of value, okay? If you think about your blogs, like I sometimes sit down when I have scheduled in my diary to write a piece of content. Sometimes I think to myself, I don't really know what I want to write today, and it's better that you write a blog of 200 words of value, of something that comes from your heart that you really believe in, than just start waffling on for like 600 or 1,000 words. Okay, don't just post or create content for the sake of it. Make sure that there's something there that you want to post. I've just created a massive chunk of information for my 10-week mentoring course about making sure that you prep your content, kind of know what you want to do with your content, know what you're going to be posting every single week. I know some people say make a 90-day plan. For me, 90 days doesn't work. I like mine to feel a little bit more authentic, so I look at kind of a 4 to 6 week plan. But have in mind things that you want to write about, things that you want to post about, so you can start to create content that is, I want to say specific, it's the wrong word, but it's relevant, that's the word, relevant to the time and relevant to what you're doing right now, okay? So don't just post for the sake of it. Make sure that the content that you are creating and providing is of value. Let me just give a few waves because I can see a few people have joined. Hello. Okay, another don't is don't use content only to sell. So if you have a mailing list, make sure that you are providing content of value and you're not just using that mailing list to sell. You're just sending out an email once a week or once a month to remind people to sign up for your class or your online membership or something. There's a very good chance that you're going to get a lot of unsubscribes, okay? Same with your content on social media. Make sure that you're providing content of value, and then you just kind of slide in with the sales every now and then. So I would suggest like an 80-20 kind of divide there. So 80% of the time you're providing free, valuable information and content, little bits about you, and then 20% of your content can be a sale. Hi guys, remember I've got this workshop running, or I've got this starting, or this is available if you want to book on, okay? So they're my don'ts, just to go over those. So don't post a load of other people's crap. It's kind of yucky. Doesn't really show any parts of you. Post your little funny memes. They are great, but also make sure that there's plenty there for people to see you. Don't post just for the sake of it. Think value over waffle. Don't just post because you think I haven't posted in ages. Leave it. Let it come naturally. Make sure that it feels authentic to you. And don't use your content only to sell. Make sure that 80% of your time you're providing people with value, with things, you know, that they want to know about you and about what you do. And then 20% of your time, yes, use an ad, sell your product, sell whatever it is you're offering. I'm going to just throw a few more waves in here because otherwise I feel like it's bad manners. Thanks for joining me, guys. Okay, so let's get into the do's, things you can do with your content that will help to engage a little bit more with your audience. If anyone has any questions, by the way, or any comments, just chuck them in. I will read them. I do get very distracted though. I've got the mind of like a toddler. Okay, so do know who you are talking to. Know your audience. So whether it's who you had in mind as your target audience at the beginning of your business, or who you have just naturally attracted. Hi, Jordana. Who you have naturally attracted, know who those people are and experiment with what they like. Some people love reading blogs. Some people will interact a lot with a picture post. Some people love stories and lives, okay? So start to get to know what your client base love, what your target audience love. Check your analytics, okay? Specifically if you're using Facebook or Instagram, check your analytics. Notice which of your posts are most engaged with. Check your mailing list analytics. What's getting clicked on? What email titles are being opened, okay? Understand what your target audience like and experiment with it. So don't just post pictures to Instagram. Post videos, get on, do a little live, show people your life, you know, let people see a little bit of you. Do be consistent. So I think it comes kind of naturally. When you get used to posting, you start feeling like it's more natural. If you're forcing yourself to post on a particular platform, you probably shouldn't be on that platform. Like if you feel like, oh God, I need to post on Instagram, maybe Instagram isn't the platform for you. If your target audience hang out a lot on Facebook, then just, you know, fuck off Instagram and stick to Facebook. Go where it feels natural for you to be consistent. if you struggle with consistency, if you maybe create posts and you think, oh, forgot to post that one, should have posted that on Sunday and it's Tuesday now, invest in a scheduling software, Hootsuite, Later, anything like that where you can schedule your posts in advance. Look at your Facebook business page where you can schedule your posts. Okay, so it helps you with your consistency. We all forget, everyone's really busy, especially if you're out teaching and you're here, there and everywhere. If you're in the studio model at the moment, then make sure that you use things that will help you to stay consistent, okay? With your consistency, do be authentic. So, as I just mentioned with posting other people's memes, allow things to come from you, okay? In your post, speak as you would, write as you would, or speak as you would in the real world. So there's no point you posting a really, I want to say proper and like spiritual text that is connected to a picture of you sitting cross-legged in a forest somewhere. If when people come to your class, you're a little bit more, down to earth, and you speak like a normal person, like let people know who you are. If you read my post and you follow me and you've been following me for a while, I swear when I teach, and it's how I am, so I let my natural personality come over when I create content as well. Otherwise people would come into my studio and have a really big shock that I'm not this like typical yogi kind of person, okay? So make sure it comes from you. If you are that typical yogi person, this is shit, isn't it? That stereotype thing, but you know what I mean. If you are very calm, you're very grounded, you're very spiritual, then yes, write like that, because that's what people want when they come into your class. If you're not like that, don't write like that. Let it come from you. Be authentic, okay? Do understand, especially if you use Instagram, the algorithm, okay? Understand what you need to do to make sure that your posts are boosted and that people see your posts. Do some research into the algorithm. Understand the hashtags you need to use. Understand how to use locations. Understand how to use paid ads properly, okay? Don't just throw money into boosting posts if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure that whatever platform you're using, whether it's social media or if you're using MailChimp, MailerLite, Aweber, anything like that, make sure you understand either the algorithm or how that software works so you know that you are getting the most from it. Okay, and last one is do, on a regular basis, add I want to say call to action command. Yeah, call to action or command. So tell people, comment, let me know what you're doing, Social media is social. Yeah, it's supposed to be social. So Instagram and Facebook, if they see you being social, if they see you connecting with your audience, they will boost your posts and they will allow other people to see it. So when you post something, even if it's not an ad, it's not a sale, ask people, like, what do you think about this? Or comment on this, or have you ever experienced this? So give people a call to action, okay? Encourage people to engage with you. You could even write something, or if you're using it as a sale, your call to action. Don't just post what you're selling and caption it. Tell people, click the link in my bio. Tell people, slide into my DMs if you're doing a story, okay? If you're writing a blog post, put your call to action there, put arrows on it, and make it really obvious, okay? Make sure that your call to action is obvious. Reply to me, tell me this, click this link, make sure that you're making people engage with you on that level as well. So let's just slide through those do's again. I need to check my whiteboard because my brain is very small. So know who you are talking to and experiment with what they like, okay? So check your analytics. What is getting the most interaction? Is it your stories? Is it lives? Is it your pictures? Is it your blog? Be consistent and be authentic. Okay, so be consistent in when you post. If you need some software to help you to remember to post, I use Hootsuite. I think it's amazing. Do that and be authentic. So when you're on camera, speak as you would in your class. When you are writing, write as you speak. Make sure that it's authentic and that you post things that align with you and your ethics. Understand any software and algorithms, okay? So understand how to read the analytics of your mailing software, understand the algorithm on Instagram and on Facebook to make sure that you're getting the best out of it. Otherwise, you're taking all that time to prepare your content and then it's just flying away and you don't know where it goes, you don't know who reads it, you don't know if it's being well received. Okay, and then do on a regular basis add a call to action or a command. So whether that is reply to me, let me know, or click this link and what do you think, ask questions, make sure you are directing people to do what you want them to do, because you can be posting on your socials, you can be sending out emails, and it's just nothing, isn't it, unless you tell people what you want them to do with it. I hope that makes sense. So I feel like that was a really quick one today. Usually I ramble on for much longer. If anyone has any questions, you can feel free to drop them in there. I'll just wait for a very awkward 20 to 30 seconds. My camera keeps going a bit dark here. Does anyone else's Instagram do that? So if you have questions that you don't want to post in the chat here, then feel free to slide into my private messages, or if you're in the Facebook community, go ahead and post there. So if you received my emails, you would have received an email today about my 10-week Yoga Biz mentoring / coaching course that is kicking off next month. Really excited about that. I also have a workshop going live in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a live virtual workshop all about getting your shit together for 2021, because if you want the first quarter of 2021 to be a success, now is when you need to start planning it. You need to start planning when you're going to market, when you are going to announce to the world everything that you are doing. So I'm creating a workshop on that. So if you think that would really help you to get your yoga business ducks in a row, then keep your eyes peeled for that. And I will be back next week with another live. So thanks so much for joining me. Those of you who joined me live, if you're catching up, hello and goodbye. And I'm going to leave it there for now, okay? So namaste, guys. Have yourself a really nice day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.